Hey there, everybody. Good morning. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 2 of Back to School month here on the channel. My 30 most played, most favorites doesn't make any sense. My 30 favorite albums from my high school years of 1980 to 1984. Of course, I'm asking everybody to play along this month as well. So whatever the 4 years are that you went to high school, put together your list of your favorite 30 albums from those years. Again, they don't have to have been released in those years. But these were the albums that kind of really helped get you through high school, really made the most impact with you during your 4 years finishing up school before you either went out into the work world or went to college, university, that sort of thing. So I've put my list together. I'm also personally not going to pick the same band more than twice. Okay, so and I try to do that in a lot of these shows. Otherwise, we don't have 30 days of like 4 or 5 bands, right? Because I could easily do that, but that's kind of not fair because I want to make sure I mention as many different bands that I was really into than the albums that really made an impact on me. So today, this particular album came out at the beginning of my senior year in high school. It was released October 15th, 1983 for Rockshire Records here in the States, RCA in Europe. It was the debut album from a band featuring a singer who had really made a name for himself in 2 other big hard rock and metal bands, Rainbow and the Michael Schenker Group. I'm talking about Alcatrazz, No Parole from Rock and Roll. So, of course, this is, like I said, the band that features that kind of famous singer, right? Notable singer, Graham Bonnet on vocals. A really young, I think he was 19 at the time, hotshot guitar player named Yngwie Malmsteen, okay, from Sweden. Jimmy Waldo on keyboards, Gary Shea on bass, both of those guys from the great kind of pop band New England, and then drummer Jan Uvina, right? So I remember when this came out, beginning of senior year, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I had the first semester in my senior year. That senior year took a couple. They offered some like beginning guitar classes in high school. There was guitar 1 and then guitar 2, and I took one the first semester, one the second semester. And most of the kids in school who did play guitar took it anyway, regardless of how long you'd been playing. You just took it because it'd be fun, right? So I remember in that class, I had a bunch of cool dudes that I would, become really good friends with, and one of them was a new kid in town by the name of Chris Caffrey. And I remember sitting next to Chris in class most days, and we became close friends, and we both kind of discovered this band together. And I remember, the 2 of us and a bunch of other kids who were in the class as well would talk about this Alcatrazz album and Yngwie Malmsteen like incessantly, because he was like the new hot guitar player on the scene. And Graham we were already into, based on his time in Schenker's band, because of course the Great Assault Attack had come out, not that long before, and we all loved that album, and of course the Rainbow Down to Earth album. So we were totally excited by this, but more importantly, it was that guitar player. And listening to Yngwie playing these solos on Island in the Sun and Hiroshima Mon Amour, Incubus, Jet to Jet. I mean, just so many great songs with just blazing neoclassical guitar soloing. I mean, this was like the anti Eddie Van Halen at the time, the anti Randy Rhoads. I mean, we were just like, they were like back in school in between 1980 and 84, they were like, if you were into guitar players, you were either into Eddie or like Jimmy Page, or Richie Blackmore. I was a huge Blackmore fan at the time. And so I instantly fell in love with Yngwie because I was more from that school. Uli Roth and Blackmore, those were my guys, Gary Moore. And I liked Eddie and I loved Randy, but I was more into these type of guys who did like the, the really cool picking and things like that, as opposed to the guys who were doing all the hammer-ons and the whammy bar stuff. I like that stuff too, but I gravitated towards these fast picker dudes. That was just kind of my thing. So I remember specifically, like, we would all be talking about No Parole from Rock and Roll, and I remember going over to Chris Caffrey's house to hang out, and he, Chris, great guitar player, and, he would be, he's like, I'm trying trying to learn some of these Yngwie solos and showing me, what he was doing. And I remember at home trying to do it myself. And I was never much of a good guitar player anyway. So I remember trying to, pattern my picking style after Yngwie. And I think that's the one thing I got from Yngwie in all these years is his that fast picking. It's like, and I still do it to this day. But man, the way he would play all these, ridiculous arpeggios and stuff, just absolutely out of control. But this just was a really great band and a great album that just had great songs, instantly memorable songs, great choruses. Right, I love the keyboard work, and this was like an extension of what we really liked in bands like Rainbow and Deep Purple. Right, it's like you got hooks here, incredible guitar playing. Some of it's heavy, some of it's a little, not quite as heavy. But listening back, I don't really call this a metal album. I don't think it's just a great, European hard rock album. And to this day, I still can listen to this album and get lots of excitement out of it. But yeah, I wore this out during the day. I still, and I've told this story before, I remember when Alcatrazz, they were like the big buzz band of the harder rockin' bands. And I remember they were on tour with Ted Nugent for this album. And I remember going to see Nugent and Alcatrazz at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. And it's early at the show where everybody's getting in their seats. And I remember it was just before Alcatrazz is set to go on. And all of a sudden you hear like, and we're like, it's Yngwie, where is he? And then all of a sudden he kind of pulls the curtain back, peeks his head out, smiles, and pulls it back again. And I remember because I was sitting actually in the seats not far from the side of the stage where Yngwie was on. And I remember hearing that and seeing that. We were like, couldn't wait for them to come on. And I remember really, really enjoying Alcatrazz's set. And Ted was great as well. But that evening was all about Alcatrazz. And my senior year was just filled with this album. Big time. And like I said, I still really love it to this day. It's a shame that it was the only studio album that Yngwie appeared on with the band. They released the live album after this, and then Steve Vai was in the band. So, and that's a little bit different. That's my college years. So, No Parole from Rock and Roll by Alcatrazz, released in 1983, is my pick today for day 2. Let us know what your pick is for day 2 here on this look at our 30 favorite albums from our high school years, going back to school month. And if you got some opinions on Alcatrazz, let us know that as well in the comments below. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit that like button before you go. Very, very important for the algorithm and getting these videos out there. We also have the links below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility shirts. We got a wide selection of them. We got hats, caps, hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, all sorts of fun stuff. So, and don't forget, coming up in less than a month now, we've got Sea of Tranquility Fall Fest at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, October 1st. All-day festival. We've got a bunch of bands playing. We've got Nectar and Vanilla Fudge, Pat Travers Band, Sonus, Umbra, Epic Tantrum. We've got Andy Powell from Wishbone Ash on hand. We've got Chris Caffrey from Savatage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra on hand. And you'll see live in front of an audience in the Prague seat, Hudson Valley Squares, and Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. We're all going to be on hand, so it's going to be loads of fun. So please get your tickets now. And hopefully we'll see you on October 1st, right? So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning with another of my 30 favorite albums from my high school years in 1980 to 1984. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pete Pardo. See you soon. Bye-bye.